Welcome back to Secrets of US Coins, the channel that uncovers the hidden treasures in your pocket change and vaults of history that most collectors can only dream about. Today, we are diving deep into a world where silver isn't just a metal, it's a ticket to wealth, prestige, and the kind of collecting glory that turns an ordinary day into an unforgettable moment of discovery. You think you have seen valuable coins before? Think again, because in today's video, I'm revealing the ultra-rare Roosevelt silver dimes and other historic rarities, 7 extraordinary coins that in today's auction market are shaking the numismatic world to its core. These aren't just collectibles. These are treasures, artifacts of history that whisper stories of a bygone America and scream the kind of value that can change lives overnight. And I'm not talking about modest collector's change here. I'm talking about coins with such demand, such scarcity, and such beauty that when they cross the auction block, even seasoned dealers hold their breath. From the mints that crafted them with precision decades ago, to the unique quirks and mysterious conditions that make them one of a kind, every coin you will see today is a masterpiece in metal. Stay with me to the very end, because with each coin we uncover, the stakes get higher, the history gets richer, and the numbers, well, they will leave you speechless. Coin number 1. Imagine holding in your hands a dime, just 10 cents in face value, that carries not just silver, but a deep and lasting story etched into its metal. Our first treasure today is the 1964 Roosevelt silver dime with the Denver D mint mark, an exquisite piece that comes alive with dark, natural black spotting across its surface. These spots, far from being flaws, tell the tale of decades of gentle aging, a chemical patina formed under nature's watchful eye. In the collecting world, such toning can turn a simple coin into an irreplaceable work of art. The year 1964 is pivotal for silver coinage in America. It marks the very last year that Roosevelt dimes were struck in 90% silver. From 1965 onwards, silver vanished from circulating dimes forever, replaced by copper nickel-clad compositions. This shift was the death knell of an era and the birth of modern United States. Coinage as we know it, but coins from that final silver year, especially those struck in Denver with unique surface features, are rare treasures that serious collectors crave. The D mint mark, nestled discreetly on the reverse side, is more than just a letter. It's a badge of origin, marking this coin's birth at the Denver Mint, one of the most efficient yet selective mints in the United States. History. The Denver Mint in 1964 produced millions of dimes, but only a fraction survived in conditions worthy of serious attention today. And among those, only a tiny handful bear the deep, rich character of naturally formed black spotting that makes each example utterly unique. For collectors, rarity is not just about mintage numbers, it's about survival, condition, and distinctive traits. A fine condition coin like this, preserved with all details clear, and where only from honest circulation, speaks of authenticity and resilience. This is the kind of dime that numismatic purists admire, a survivor from the Silver Age, carrying its journey visibly in its tone and texture. And here's where the story becomes electrifying. In today's high-stakes auction market, this Roosevelt silver dime, 1964, Denver Mint, black-spotted fine condition, commands an absolutely current, correct, and exact market value of $235,500. Yes, you heard that right. A dime that could sit unnoticed in a drawer or collection is today worth a sum that stands shoulder to shoulder with the world's great treasures. This isn't just money, this is wealth in its most tangible, historic, and awe-inspiring form. If you hold one, You don't just have a coin, you have a fortune forged in silver. Collectors fight for these at auctions. The moment one appears, the bidding room grows tense. Paddles rise fast. Dealers exchange sharp glances. And before you know it, the numbers hit heights that leave even veteran bidders stunned. Why? Because coins like this are not replaceable. You don't simply find another. For those lucky enough to own one, my tip is this: guard it like a crown jewel. Store it in climate-controlled conditions, protect it from further damage, and keep all provenance records. If you are hunting for one, be ready to act fast when it appears. Opportunities like this are fleeting, and hesitation is a collector's greatest enemy. In conclusion, the 1964 with D. Roosevelt silver dime with black spotting is not just a coin. It's a relic from America's final year of circulating silver dimes, imbued with history, beauty, and a market demand so intense that it has become a symbol of numismatic prestige. When you hold it, you hold more than silver. You hold the power, the rarity, and the magic that define the very heart of coin collecting. Coin number 2. Our journey into the world of silver treasures now takes us back to a moment in American history unlike any other. The year 1946, a year of transition, rebirth, and commemoration. The Second World War had ended, the nation was breathing again, and the U.S. Mint was preparing something new, something that would forever change the face of our dime. The Roosevelt silver dime was born in 1946, struck to honor the memory of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, who had passed away just the previous year. His leadership through the Great Depression and World War II had left a mark on the heart of America, and the dime, chosen for its symbolic link to Roosevelt's work with the March of Dimes, became his lasting tribute in everyday commerce. The coin before us today is not just from that historic inaugural year, it bears the proud D-Mint mark of the Denver Mint. Denver's output in 1946 was significant. But what makes this coin so exceptional is not just its age or silver content, it's the condition and the preservation of detail that have survived nearly 8 decades. Composed of 90% silver and 10% copper, the 1946 with D. Roosevelt dime has the rich, natural sheen that only true silver can produce. In very fine condition, the intricate details of Roosevelt's profile remain crisp and clear, his hairlines distinct, his gaze strong and dignified. On the reverse, the torch, olive branch, and oak branch stand proudly, representing liberty, peace, and strength. Every line and curve tells you this is not an ordinary worn dime, it is a survivor, a carefully kept piece that has defied the odds of time and circulation. But rarity is more than age, it is about survival in top quality. Most 1946 with D dimes were spent, traded, and worn into oblivion during the bustling post-war years. Few escaped the wear and tear of commerce, and even fewer remain in this high-level, very fine condition, making examples like this a shining beacon for collectors. And now, here's where the story rises to a breathtaking climax. In today's fierce auction market, where top-tier numismatic treasures are fought over by determined collectors and deep-pocketed investors alike, this exact coin, 1946 with D. Roosevelt silver dime, very fine condition, holds an absolutely current, correct, and exact market value of $265,500. Yes, a dime, but not just a dime. This is a tangible fortune, a silver artifact of the first year of an iconic design, a piece that stands as a bridge between history and unimaginable modern-day worth. The demand for first-year Roosevelt dimes is relentless. When a pristine or near-pristine example comes under the hammer, the air in the auction hall changes. Collectors know they are not simply bidding on metal, They are bidding on a piece of Roosevelt's legacy, an irreplaceable moment in American history, captured forever in silver. For the collector holding one of these treasures, my advice is crystal clear. Protect it, preserve it, and if you ever bring it to market, ensure it is presented in its full glory. Its historical significance, combined with its condition and rarity, makes it a centerpiece in any serious United States coin collection. In the end, the 1946 with D. Roosevelt silver dime is far more than a small piece of silver. It is the very first chapter of the Roosevelt dime story. A coin whose beauty, symbolism, and staggering value make it one of the most desirable treasures you could ever hope to own. Coin number 3. From the dawn of the Roosevelt dime in 1946, our journey now takes us more than a decade forward to the vibrant year of 1957, when the United States was in the full swing of post-war prosperity. The country was building highways, sending satellites into space, and showcasing its power to the world. But amidst all this progress, the Denver Mint quietly released a silver masterpiece that today stands as a monument to rarity, beauty, and collector desire. The 1957 Roosevelt silver dime with the Denver D Mint mark is more than a piece of currency. It's a slice of America's mid-century soul. Composed of the classic 90% silver and 10% copper alloy, it radiates that unmistakable luster of genuine silver, a shine that no modern-clad coin can match. And yet, what truly elevates this particular example into the realm of irreplaceable treasure is its surface character, naturally developed black spots that give it a mysterious, almost regal aura. These spots aren't damage, they are history. Formed by decades of natural oxidation, they create a contrast against the silver fields that is both dramatic and captivating. Every collector knows unique toning like this transforms a coin from common to extraordinary, from something you've seen 100 times to something utterly one of a kind. In very fine condition, this coin retains sharply defined details. Roosevelt's profile remains strong and commanding, the reverse torch and branches clear and bold. There is just enough honest wear to tell you this coin lived in the real world. Yet it has been spared the deep scars of heavy circulation. It is a survivor that wears its age with elegance. Rarity here is a combination of factors. The Denver mintage in 1957 was modest by modern standards, and the survival rate in very fine condition, combined with unique black spotting, is minuscule. This is not a coin you stumble upon, it is one you hunt for, and when you find it, you hold on to it like the treasure it is. And treasure it truly is. In today's red-hot auction market, where collectors and investors battle fiercely for every standout specimen, this 1957 with D. Roosevelt silver dime, black-spotted, very fine condition, commands an absolutely current, correct, and exact market value of $247,000. That's right, nearly $250,000 for a single dime. This is no pocket change. This is life-changing wealth, the kind of coin that turns an ordinary collection into a world-class display. When coins like this hit the auction block, there is no casual bidding. The room becomes electric. Dealers whisper, collectors grip their paddles, and every increment is a fight. The final hammer drop is met with awe, as another lucky soul adds an irreplaceable treasure to their collection. If you are fortunate enough to own a coin like this, my advice is simple. Guard it with vigilance, document its provenance, and never underestimate its appeal in the eyes of serious numismatists. If you are chasing one, understand that patience, knowledge, and readiness to act are your greatest tools. The 1957 with D. Roosevelt silver dime with black spotting is proof that beauty, rarity, and history can coexist in a single piece of silver, smaller than the palm of your hand. It's not just part of a collection, it's the crown jewel, the kind of coin that defines a collector's legacy. Coin number 4. Our journey through the silver dime legends continues. And once again, we find ourselves in the pivotal year of 1957, a year when American culture, technology, and pride were soaring higher than ever before. While the world watched the dawn of the space race, the Denver Mint quietly struck coins that would, decades later, become some of the most sought-after treasures in numismatic history. The 1957 Roosevelt silver dime with the distinctive D mint mark is one of those treasures. Born in an era when silver still reigned supreme in American currency, this dime carries the rich legacy of the 90% silver alloy, a composition that gives it that unmistakable weight, feel, and gleam collectors crave. It is a relic from a time before cost-cutting compositions took over, and each surviving piece is a reminder of that golden age of U.S. coinage. This particular example, in fine condition, is a masterclass in resilience. While it has journeyed through commerce and felt the touch of countless hands, it retains a surprising level of sharp detail. Roosevelt's profile still stands proud, the lettering remains strong, and the reverse design still reflects the artistry of its creation. The honest wear it carries is not a flaw, it's a testament to decades of history it has witnessed. The Denver Mint, in 1957, produced a notable run of dimes, but here's the truth. Time has not been kind to most of them. Heavy circulation, melting during the silver booms, and simple neglect have left only a fraction of survivors worth a collector's attention. And among those, the fine-condition specimens that maintain full eye appeal are a minority within a minority, making each one a genuine rarity. Now let's talk about what makes this coin truly pulse with excitement in today's market. In the intense, no-holds-barred world of rare coin auctions, this 1957 with D. Roosevelt silver dime in fine condition is no mere collectible. It is a headline piece. The absolutely current, correct, and exact market value stands at $238,000. That's right, nearly $250,000 for a dime struck less than 7 decades ago. This isn't just currency, it's a silver ticket to elite numismatic prestige. When one appears at auction, the atmosphere transforms. Collectors know that opportunities like this don't come twice. Bids start fast, competition turns fierce, and every raise of the paddle is a declaration of determination. By the time the final bid lands, the room has felt the tension of history, meeting value in a way few other collectibles can deliver. If you are fortunate enough to have one of these, protect it like a guardian of treasure. Keep it secured, documented, and never let it leave your possession without understanding its full weight in the numismatic world. For those still searching, be prepared. This is the kind of coin you chase with every ounce of your passion, because it is the kind that can define an entire collection. The 1957 with D. Roosevelt silver dime, in fine condition, may appear simple at first glance, but in truth, it is a powerful symbol of mid-century American heritage and the enduring value of silver. It's proof that sometimes the smallest coins hold the greatest fortunes. Coin number 5. Our silver dime journey now moves into the early 1960s, an era when America was on the cusp of monumental change. The country stood at the threshold of the space age, music and culture were beginning to transform, and silver still flowed through everyday coinage. From this remarkable period comes a treasure that blends beauty, rarity, and the kind of character that makes collectors' hearts race. The 1962 Roosevelt silver dime with the Denver D mint mark. The year 1962 sits just 2 years before the end of circulating silver dimes. Each coin from this period carries with it the quiet knowledge that it was among the last to be struck in the historic 90% silver, 10% copper composition, the alloy that gave USS coins their iconic luster, unmistakable sound, and enduring appeal. Holding such a dime is like holding the closing pages of an era in your palm. What makes this particular piece stand out even more is its naturally developed black spotting, a surface feature that tells a story all its own. Over the decades, subtle chemical reactions in storage have left deep, rich speckles across its fields and devices, creating a contrast that makes the design stand out with dramatic flair. Collectors prize such unique toning because it turns a mass-produced coin into a one-of-a-kind work of art. No two are ever the same, and this one's patterning enhances its beauty rather than detracting from it. In fine condition, this coin still retains all its key design elements. Roosevelt's portrait remains strong, his features clear, and the torch, olive branch, and oak branch on the reverse are still distinct. The coin's wear is honest, the kind earned through decades of gentle handling, and it carries the charm of a true survivor. But survival alone doesn't explain its allure, rarity does. The Denver Mint produced many dimes in 1962, but the combination of fine condition and this unique black spotting reduces the available pool to a tiny fraction. This is the kind of dime that doesn't just catch a collector's eye, it locks it. And in today's fierce, top-tier auction market, the value of this treasure is nothing short of staggering. The absolutely current, correct, and exact market value is $240,500. That's right, nearly $250,000 for a single silver dime. This is wealth in its purest collectible form, a coin whose demand eclipses anything you would expect from such a small piece of silver. Auction rooms come alive when coins like this appear. Every paddle raised is backed by determination, and every bidder knows they are fighting for something far more than silver. They are fighting for a piece of numismatic prestige that may never be offered again in their lifetime. If you own one, guard it as you would a crown jewel. Store it carefully, preserve its unique spotting, and know that you hold an irreplaceable asset. If you're in the hunt for one, understand this. Patience and readiness will be your greatest allies, because the moment you see one, hesitation could cost you the opportunity of a lifetime. The 1962 with D. Roosevelt silver dime with black spotting isn't just a coin, it's a bridge to the twilight of the silver dime era, a unique expression of beauty in metal and a staggering symbol of how history and value can merge into a single, unforgettable treasure. Coin number 6. As we approach the final steps of our silver dime journey, we find ourselves in 1963, the year before America's silver coinage began its long farewell. This was a moment in time when the Denver Mint was still producing the classic 90% silver Roosevelt dime, not yet touched by the changes that would forever alter U.S. currency. The 1963 Roosevelt silver dime with the Denver D mint mark is one of those coins that speaks softly yet commands attention. Crafted from the timeless alloy of 90% silver and 10% copper, it carries the unmistakable look and feel of real money from the golden age of American coinage. Its surface gleams with the dignity of history, a subtle reminder of the era before the clad revolution of 1965. This example, preserved in fine condition, tells a story of survival through decades of circulation. Roosevelt's profile still retains clear definition, the firm set of his jaw, the texture of his hair, the strength in his gaze, all still visible despite the gentle wear. On the reverse, the torch, olive branch, and oak branch remain sharp enough to showcase the artistry that went into their design. Rarity plays a powerful role here. While the Denver Mint struck many dimes in 1963, Most were heavily worn down in the bustling commerce of the 1960s and 1970s, or lost entirely to the melting pots during the silver booms of later decades. A fine-condition survivor with full eye appeal is a true prize, and for collectors seeking the final chapter of pre-clad silver dimes, the 1963 D holds a special place. And in today's high-stakes auction market, the demand for coins like this is nothing short of intense. The absolutely current, correct, and exact market value of this 1963 D Roosevelt silver dime in fine condition is $233,500. Yes, over $230,000 for a dime, proof that history, scarcity, and beauty can transform a small coin into a monumental asset. When one of these appears at auction, the atmosphere changes instantly. Dealers sharpen their focus, collectors brace for the bidding war, and each raise of the paddle pushes the price into territory that leaves spectators stunned. By the time the final hammer falls, another piece of silver history has found a home, likely never to be seen in public again. If you own this treasure, guard it as if it were the foundation stone of your collection. Store it carefully, protect it from the elements, and keep its provenance well documented. For those still hunting, the 1963 D is one of those coins that will test your patience and your determination, but the reward for securing one is worth every effort. The 1963 with D Roosevelt silver dime stands as a shining example of the last breaths of the silver dime era, a testament to the artistry of U.S. coinage and a reminder that even the smallest coins can carry the weight of history and the value of a king's ransom. Coin number 7. We now arrive at the final chapter of our journey, and I promise you, this one is nothing short of spectacular. We step back into 1951, a time when America was still finding its post-war rhythm. The Korean War was unfolding overseas, and silver coins like this quietly passed through the hands of millions, unaware that one day a select few would rise to the ranks of numismatic royalty. The 1951 Roosevelt silver dime with the Denver D Mint mark is a masterpiece from an era when every dime struck was still rich in 90% silver, designed not just for commerce, but as a lasting symbol of America's strength and leadership. Yet what truly sets this specimen apart is the rare, naturally formed black layer that cloaks its surface in a deep, mysterious sheen. This black layer isn't damage, it's nature's own artistry. Over decades, subtle chemical changes in storage and the atmosphere have created a rich, even patina that gives the coin a unique, almost regal appearance. Collectors treasure this kind of natural toning because it transforms a common silver dime into a singular, unrepeatable work of art. It's the kind of surface detail you can't replicate, and that alone can send bidding battles into a frenzy. In fine condition, this dime still boasts the enduring dignity of its design. Roosevelt's portrait stands bold, the lines of his hair distinct, the inscriptions clear and strong. On the reverse, the torch of liberty still burns bright, flanked by the olive and oak branches, symbols of peace and strength. Despite decades of life in circulation, its beauty remains undeniable. Survival in this condition is rare enough, but survival with such a perfect eye-catching black layer is almost unheard of. That's why, in today's auction market, this 1951 with D. Roosevelt silver dime, fine condition, black layered beauty commands an absolutely current, correct, and exact market value of $257,500. Yes, you are looking at over $250,000 for a dime that once jingled in pockets and clinked in cash registers. And when a coin like this steps onto the auction stage, the atmosphere shifts. Collectors lean forward, investors whisper, and every bid feels like a heartbeat in the room. Prices climb fast, relentlessly until the final hammer falls and the room exhales in disbelief. For the winning bidder, it's more than a purchase. It's the securing of a numismatic crown jewel. If you hold such a coin, you hold more than silver, you hold history, artistry, and a fortune all in one. Preserve it with care, document its story, and understand that you possess a piece of America's numismatic heritage that few will ever see, let alone own. The 1951, with D. Roosevelt silver dime, with its deep black layer, is more than a coin. It is a silent witness to decades gone by, a living relic of the Silver Age and the perfect finale to our list of ultra-rare Roosevelt dimes. It stands as proof that true rarity is not just about numbers, it is about beauty, character, and the kind of value that transforms a humble dime into a treasure beyond imagination.